Welcome back everyone to Collector Not Hoarder. This is Tom. So today I'm going to be running through some of the pickups I've had over the last couple months. I haven't shared anything here in a while and I'm starting to get a little stack going, so I figured it was a good time to show you a few things I've got. And it's going to kind of consist of what you typically see here on my channel: some trade cards, some minor sports stuff, some historical figures, stuff like that. But we're going to start off with some baseball trade cards here. You know, what would my channel be without some baseball trade cards? So you can see in the background, that is actually 3 out of the 4 of the 1888 Buford & Sons set. That's the H804-3 set. And first up, I'm going to show the last piece to my puzzle, which is the umpire's lot, not a happy one. So this is the last one in the set that I needed. This is a beautiful card. Images are great on these things, and the color. This is probably my most favorite set from the 1800s for the trade cards. And this one does not disappoint. The colors on it are great. The back is outstanding. And very happy to have this one to kind of finalize that set. Next up is the 1887 J and E Stevens advertisement for a cast iron mechanical baseball bank. And this is actually a very cool card. It pops up every now and then, but the bank for this advertisement was actually just in a recent auction house. I forget where it was at. I don't know if it was REA, but I know I saw the bank somewhere, and I've been trying to find where it sold because I was curious what it actually went for. But this is an advertisement for that bank. And that bank, if you've never seen it operate before, it's actually really neat. You put a coin here in the pitcher's hand, and you pull it back, and there's a little lever, a little switch that you pull, and he pitches the coin to the catcher. The catcher catches the coin down, and it goes into the bank. But all through this, like, everybody has like a little moving piece to it, so the batter actually pulls his bat back and kind of swings it forward whenever the mechanism is released. But this is a pretty cool one to add to my trade card collection. I was happy to be able to get that. Next is from the 1880s H804-5 series. This one pops up quite a bit online, but I didn't have any from this set. And like I've mentioned before, I want to try to get at least one from every set from the 1800s, from the trade cards. This is a blank back one, but still nice condition on the front, good color. And next is one that I had actually never seen before. This is an advertisement for Belfast stoves. And so you see this cool little baseball scene and the stove on the front. It does have the advertisement on the back, relatively clean back. But this is one in the couple years that I've been collecting these that I had never seen this one, so I was happy to be able to get this one. Won this one in auction. It didn't go for as much as what I thought it would, but maybe it's just me and I don't know how rare this one actually is, or not rare. So I was happy to be able to get it though. Next, I got a pair of these. These are from the Brownies series. These are the H804-2B is what these are. So these ones are kind of extra large. Typically you see these Brownies cards just kind of being where this white border is. That's your typical size that you see of these. And I saw these oversized ones pop up, and it was the same seller selling both. I actually put in bids on both the auctions, won them both. But I was happy to add these because I've seen these before. I've seen the oversized ones before, but what was unique about these, and I didn't know it actually until I got them here in hand, is they don't have any advertisement on the back, but they open up like a greeting card, and I had never seen that before. So I don't know a whole lot about why they're set up like that. because I've seen them just as single panels that don't have this second panel to it, but they're both like this. Both these in this set that I got were like that. So they open up like cards, but there's no advertisement on them. But these seem to be pretty unique. I can't find out anything about these, so if anybody knows about these ones that open up like that, I'd appreciate that. Just leave me a comment on it. Get these out of here. Next up, oh, this was actually kind of fun. I was thrilled that I was able to get this, but what these are is these are trimmed, cut ends to the 1912 T202 triple folder, and I got these in a lot all together, so I was able to get the Frank Chance and the Christy Mathewson. So, you know, I'm 99% sure that they are real, but I've checked with PSA and SGC to see if they would grade these, and they said they don't grade them without the full triple folder all intact. But I did find that CGC has actually graded some of these, and all I want it is authenticated. And, you know, obviously I know it's trimmed. Everybody knows it's trimmed because it's just from a piece of a card. But if I could at least get this Christy put inside a case that just said authentic, oh man, that'd be fantastic. And what I picked these up for, I thought was a really good deal. So I got all three of them, same lot. I paid $50 for all three of them. So, you know, fingers crossed they are real. Even if they're not, oh well. You know, it's $50, I'm out. I was going to take the gamble on that for these, but I'm pretty sure they are real. But thought that was a really neat set. And this is obviously a big time card to have. The triple folders aren't as desirable as obviously just solo cards. That's why I'm actually really happy that this is in such good condition as just the solo piece. You can see it's a little hacked on the bottom there, but overall it looks really nice. So happy to add those. What else did I get here? Oh, I was able to pick up the trio of my boys here, the Three Stooges. I got all these from the same seller. Me and him was able to work out a deal, and I was able to pick up all three. I loved that I was able to get these. I mean, obviously getting the curly is the most desirable out of that set. But getting all three of them together at the same time, and they're all in pretty nice condition. I mean, there's maybe some light creasing, but overall, these are really nice for what I got them for, and I was very happy. I'm a big Three Stooges fan. I have actually some chalkware of the Three Stooges, and I've posted a picture of this stuff on my Instagram. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or not, but it's under my same handle, collector.not.hoarder, and you can check out some stuff that I don't really share on YouTube, but I post some things on there. So these are on there with the chalkware pieces that I have, but I was happy I was able to get those. Those are really fun cards to add to a non-sports collection. Let's see, next, what do I have? I have a 1916 Silhouettes del Cine, and this is a Charlie Chaplin card. So obviously every opportunity I get to show a Chaplin card, I gotta pull one out, but this is a pretty rare card. I'm having a hard time finding info on this one, but early Chaplin, 1916, and it's gonna be a standard card size, because some of the early stuff I have for Chaplin is a little oversized or postcard. And being 1916, this is one of his earliest, just kind of in a standard card size. So I was happy I was able to get that. Next is the 1889 H600 George Washington. Now this is the advertisement for Sells, Schwab and Company. They actually use this same card for Yum Yum Tobacco and the J.D. Larkin Company, but this one, really clean copy of this. I think these Cells Schwab and Company's ones are just a little bit more rare than the other two, the Yum Yum Tobacco and the J.D. Larkin, but this was a great copy that I was able to get. So very cool. Going kind of along the same lines with George Washington, this is an Arbuckle Coffee trade card that I was able to get. I mean, if you look at some of these coffee cards from back in the 1800s, you get a lot of really cool images, and they're, you know, a great bang for your buck on these things. They're not very expensive at all, and you get great imagery. So this one is from 1892. Yeah, you can see there's a little pencil writing up there in the top. I'm not going to have any issue with trying to kind of clean that up. I'll just use a light gum eraser to kind of get that off of there. But this was a nice copy. I picked this up for I think like $5. That's what I paid for this. You can see there's some like light wrinkles in it, but overall really cool card. I'm a big fan of the coffee cards from the 1800s. I got a handful of baseball ones too, and they're some of my favorites that I got just because they're so hard to find. Next is Thomas Edison trade card. This is from approximately 1879, so this is possibly Edison's earliest depiction on a card, and this was actually for what's called Edison's polyform, and it was kind of like a quack medicine back in the 1800s, and Thomas Edison actually took this company to court over using his likeness on their imagery on their bottle and on their cards, because it more or less looked like they were selling their product with him and not necessarily just promoting their product. They were trying to sell it because he was popular back then, and they thought his image would sell their product. He wasn't very happy with that, so he took them to court over that to have them remove his likeness from their marketing. But this is a tough card to find. It doesn't pop up super often, and when it does, they're usually in pretty rough shape. This one turned out to be really nice. I threw the guy an offer on eBay, and he accepted. And there was actually an issue during shipping with this card, and so I ended up getting a pretty decent refund off of this because the card ended up getting bent during shipping, and it's hard to tell since I have it in this sleeve, but it made it well worth it to be able to pick up this card for what I got it for after I got that refund. But yeah, definitely a cool one to add. Let's see, what else? I got some postcards of the Wright Brothers. You know, everybody loves a good Wright Brothers card, and these, they are unposted, so they're blank backs to them. They are from Dayton, Ohio, and the thing with these is I've actually seen these sell before that have been posted, and for a while I wasn't able to find a date that went with them, but I've seen these posted in 1909, so, you know, currently that's what I would say about them is they could be slightly earlier than that, but I think 1909 is a pretty safe date to go with these. Definitely cool pictures of them, and I love being able to get them with both the guys on the card. Typically you get one or the other on there. All right, next up, I have what I consider a super cool set. It's relatively like unknown. I have a hard time finding like data or info on it, and I had started collecting it about a year ago. I tried piecing together the set. I was able to gather a few cards here and there, but recently somebody posted the whole complete set, and so I ended up just picking up the full set, and I'm gonna sell off my doubles that I was putting together. But this is the 1930 Barrett Speed Series set. This is a 20 card set. These were produced over in the UK. Like I said, they came out in 1930, but they have a similar look to them as the like 1933-34 Chickle Skybirds. So this set is kind of about like air, land, and water speed records. And what got me started on this set was actually the #1 card in the set, and it is the Wright Brothers card. And this is kind of a tough one to find in nice condition. I have another copy of this card, but it's got creases and everything to it, a little bit of rounded corners. I think there is one listed on eBay right now that's kind of in the same condition. Also, I think there's one that's graded, and I think there's only ever been one Wright Brothers card graded from this set, and PSA has it, and somebody's got it listed for a ridiculous amount on eBay. I think they're asking like $2,000 or something like that for it, which is absurd, but still, it's a really cool card. And I went for this complete set because these cards are in fantastic condition. The backs are phenomenal to these things. So if you would go online and try to find these things, you'll see what I'm talking about condition. Typically, they are just kind of a creased up, beat up mess, but these ones were fantastic. I think the pictures on them are so cool. It's kind of like that comic book style of imagery on them. And, you know, you got this Mercedes car down here. You got the, let's see, there was another, oh, that Miss America. The boat cart there, the Bentley. So on the back, there's like write-ups about all of these, kind of explaining what their records were that they set whenever these things were first produced. But very cool set, and I was happy that I was able to get this complete set. But let's see, next up, kind of in the same line as the racing theme, I was able to pick up more 1911 auto drivers, the T36 set. So I had picked up 2 of these previously, and these are always in really rough condition as well. High grade ones are very expensive to get, but this seller was actually selling all 4 of these together in one lot. And so I picked all 4 of them up, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to put the full set together, but I think it's a 25 card set. Is that what? Yeah. 25 cards, and I don't really have any of the big names from it, but one of the biggest names in it is Louis Chevrolet, and that would be a very cool card to get. But these are actually really neat. I think these pictures are just beautiful on these. You know, just all of the drivers kind of at their steering wheel. Super great color on them. But I now have 6 from this set, and just love that I was able to get those and add those. Next is my very first Joe Louis card. So I'm big into the early 1900s boxing stuff, and this Joe Louis card, this is a 1935, and I think you pronounce it J.A. Patrio, but this is his rookie card, and I was able to pick this up in an auction. It was over in the UK where I bought it, but I was actually the only one that bid on this, and the starting price was $29.99. Granted, that was in British pounds, but after the conversion rate, shipping, fees, and everything, I still got this card for just over $50 is what I paid for it. And this can be a pretty expensive card in high grade, and even low grade, you know, should typically cost you over $100 for it. But I was happy that I was able to add this. Such a cool card, cool image, and one phenomenal boxer. And along the same lines as the boxing, this all came in one set, one purchase, one lot on eBay. I'm just gonna set them all up here and I'll go through them. But what I have is, this is the 1910 E75 American Caramel. You can see that these are about as beat up as you can get. But this E75 set, very popular set for boxing. It's got a lot of big names in it. And you can see, if you know boxing at all back then, you got Jim Jeffries, Joe Gans, Battling Nelson, Tommy Burns. These are all, you know, big names from back in the early 1900s. You got George Dixon. And when I got this set, I didn't know everything that was going to be coming in this lot. There was very limited pictures on eBay of what was included, but it said that there was 80 cards that were included in this lot. And I threw them a crazy offer. They accepted it, and I received it, and I couldn't have been more excited. But in this lot, also for the E75s, so that's a partial set. I think there's 20 cards in that set. These 3 are also in the set. But if you know boxing back then, this would be the key card in the set, and this was in there. This was a Jack Johnson card, greatest boxer pretty much of all time. And this card being the key card, I was shocked because this wasn't even part of what was pictured on eBay. So I'm flicking through all of these. They just came in a box, kind of all stacked together. I put them in these pages and the holders and stuff, but this one was here, and in this condition, this is, I don't know, probably $150 to $200 card. And so I was very happy to find this in that set. And these are also 2 Hall of Famers from back then, and Stanley Ketchel and Abe Attell. The unique thing about these cards is these are error cards. And unless you know boxing from back then, you probably wouldn't know it, but you can see this one says Stanley Ketchel at the bottom. This is actually pictured Abe Attell. And this one says Abe Attell at the bottom, and this is actually Stanley Ketchel. So these are super tough to find. Very early on, error cards. They did fix them, so you can find them out there where they're pictured correctly, where Stanley's pictured with his name and Abe is pictured with his name. But these are tough to find, and so I was so stoked that these were in that lot that I picked up, because these weren't even part of the picture either. At least both of them weren't. Maybe one of them was, but you know, you can see they're rough condition, but you know, 120 some years old, and boxing cards of Hall of Famers and their rare errors. Very cool. And what was even better about this set was these are very similar to, these are E75s, but these are called E76s. And this set is a little bit more difficult to put together. And in this lot, it came with 3 complete sets. I know you only see, I have 2 of them here, so it's a 20 card set. There's the full 20 cards on this page, full 20 cards on this page, but I doubled up this binder page. There's actually 2 per slot, so everybody has their own separate, each of them have 2 cards in their slot. So I have 3 complete sets of the E76. I have a partial set of the E75, which included the Jack Johnson, and then the 2 Stanley Ketchel and Abe Attell error cards, plus I listed on eBay a partial set of the E76. So I had another partial set. There was 18 of the 20, and they were actually in pretty rough shape. But the full lot that I got included all of these cards. And I was stoked whenever I opened the box to these, because I couldn't believe that all 3 sets were in there. I think there were 2 or 3 images on eBay of what was included in this lot, and they only showed maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 of the cards in those pictures. And I didn't see most of what was there, but I threw them an offer and they took it, and I couldn't have been more happy with it once I received it. Even though they're rough shape, those are tough cards to get, and they can get pretty pricey. But I think that's pretty much all I have to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Leave me some comments down below on what maybe some of your favorite stuff was. And don't forget, there's a fine line between a collector and a hoarder. Which one are you?